lovelies, it's me, Elisa. So I had a request for a winged eyeliner tutorial for beginners. So I do have a couple products to show. I did go ahead and do 2 different eye looks. And I'm just gonna basically talk about how easy it really can be. And the biggest thing always is practice. Now I have no other makeup on. I just have my hair pulled back. I just kind of wanted to focus on the eyes so that you guys could truly see that. But a couple of just tips, and one that is wonderful for mascara, eyeshadow, I mean, is the wonderful old Scotch tape. What you could start with is just a decent size that you know is gonna be able to cover. Take it on the back of your hand, place it, and then you wanna pull it a couple times just to reduce the stickiness, because this right here is so sensitive. And then what you can do is just place it like this, create a line. You wanna go from that bottom lash line up to where your brows are, and you'll just get the placement of how you really like it. Like me, I like it a little more angled. Now, of course, I did this freehand, but you can see, and what I used was the Sonia Kashuk angled brush, and I used Sigma from the Bare eyeshadow base in Sculpt, which is a very deep color. And then what I did is I just took this in here and I got some on this brush, and I made sure it was on both sides because I do angle my brush. And then what I did is I just went ahead and I drew a line how I wanted it. Now see how you can just follow that tape, and see how I just made a mistake, but it's on the tape. So guess what, when you pull it off, it's going to go ahead and just be on the tape. And so then you can just make that shape that you want, and then you're just going to fill it in. Now when I fill in, I do open my eyes some, as you can tell, because I want to make sure I get this line right here. Now this one is rather dramatic because I wanted it to be visible to you guys. And like, see how I use my brush and I flip it and then I fill in. And for me, gel in the pot with a brush, you see when you pull it off, you see how that just came out, just that line is just perfect. You can also use this when you do eyeshadow, because then you'll keep that nice crisp line there, and you can do it on the other side. Now the other thing that I did earlier is I took this one and I just came out here and I freehanded it, and I looked at my mirror, and again I just came straight. You see how it's straight up, and then I made the triangle in. Now these are 2 different shapes, as you can tell. One's a little different than the other, but it all depends what you're looking for. Okay, and I hate to say it, practice, 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 practice. It's so much easier doing it on someone else than yourself. So I'm not gonna tell you, go ahead and start doing this. You know you're going out tonight and you want this wonderful, dramatic winged liner look, or more of a cat eye. Don't wait until you're about to walk out the door. Again, look at that one. Look at that one. Don't wait till you're right about to go out to the door to do this. You definitely want to practice. That's why I would suggest, you know, if you know you have an event and this is something you want to pull off, or it's, you know, you have extra time, sit there and get the tape it off, you know. But you're gonna have to, because for me, I have an issue taping both sides, making them look exactly the same. That's kind of why I did 2 different looks. You just got to play with it and make sure that you get that liner the way you want it. You know, and they're never going to be perfect, both of them, so you just take that time. Now, there's other products you can use. Like this one, I am not an expert, but this is NYX Curve, and I got this at Ulta a while back. You can also, Milani now has one. The key with this is you're supposed to use this nook to support your finger. And I'm going to try place it by the eyes, and you see how it just glides. Actually, it's not that bad, but again, you just gotta get used to using that nook to fill it in. So this one would take me a while to practice with, but if this is something you like, this curve, for me it doesn't work on the other side because I have a real problem using my non-dominant hand to do anything. So for me it's hard because I can't use it on this side. And I also, there's a table here, I steady my elbow on the table. That's something that's very important, making sure that you have that steady hold, or you know, I don't know about you, but I'm not always steady on myself. So this one's a good one once you really get to learn how to use the tool itself. There's a couple that come in a pin form, and actually, oh, here it is. This one's the one I use the most, even just to do just a normal line where it's not winged. This is the Super Slim 12-hour L'Oreal Infallible. Now this is a felt tip, but if you look, that's a very fine felt tip. And I'm trying to see how you do this. And you see it just kind of comes out like that. And I really enjoy that one. I will tell you, once you get it on, be careful, because that one, that joker is hard to get off. One that I don't really like, and this is just because I need more practice, and a lot of people talk about this one. This one is the Lineur Intense Carbon Black. Okay, the reason why I don't like this is because of the brush. Now I know a lot of people are experts at doing it on themselves. Sorry. And it is beautiful. You can see that color, just, I mean, it's gorgeous, but you saw how I barely touched and that brush went wonky. I'm not trying to, after I spent time on my eyeshadow, to really mess it up with that wonkiness. So, I mean, it's a great product once you learn the brush, just like any of these. These are just great products. And these are all, except for the Sigma, are all drugstore prices. I mean, NYX, now you can get this at Target. You don't have to go to Ulta, so that's an option. This one I got, and I'm just playing with this. This is a Jordana Fabuliner in black. I'm sorry if you hear that silly girl laughing in the background. Again, this is another felt tip pen, but this is a thicker point. It comes out finer looking. This is it right here. Sorry, right there. So you definitely can use this one. You can get this at Walgreens. Now the problem I found with Jordana is if you're not looking, you're not going to find it. It's not going to be there in the Milani and the CoverGirl and all those big displays. In mine, Jordana is a small section by the actual counter where they have the perfume and stuff like that. So you can definitely look for this there. And I want to say this was like $2.99 or $1.99, pretty cheap price. So if you just want to play and you don't want to invest a lot yet, this is definitely an option. Just like this Sonia Kashuk brush, I got this at Target and I want to say it was like $4.99. And you can buy other gel pots. I mean, let's see. This one's a brown shade though. This one's a, oh, Espresso. This is L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour, but it's a gel form, and you can see, so this one I've used, but again, this is a brown, so I do use this. As you can tell, you can see the marks out from the brush. Most of the time when you're trying to do a wing, you may not necessarily do a brown. You're gonna go for more of a black. That's why I pulled this one out, just to play with it. And then there's one other that I've been using and that I decently like. There's one I cannot stand that I don't have here, but you'll see that in my regrets. So this one is Scandal Eyes, and this is by Rimmel. And this is the thick and thin eyeliner. So if you look at the brush tip, see how if I turn it, this I like. Okay, so if you look, there's a fine point, so you can do nice fine line, or you can turn it fat and it will go fatter. So you see those two? Same exact felt tip, it's just a different shape. I enjoy this, and I use this mostly when I'm just doing a line, because I can look straight up like this, lean back and see, and just do a black line. Not necessarily have I used it to wing yet, but we're getting there. So those are my eyeliner tips. Again, the biggest thing is just taking that time. Another thing you can do while I'm thinking about it is, I don't know how I did that. You can do like dashes. So you can place your pen and make a line, make a line, make a line right at your lash line first, and then just fill it in to make a smooth line. And again, that tape really works to make that line here, because basically what you're doing is you're gonna make a line and then you're gonna make a triangle first. So if you can draw that line and triangle, then you can fill it in, make it as big as you want, but again, it's just a triangle, so don't try to overthink it. And if this one and this one doesn't match, really no one's really gonna say anything to you. It's just gonna be practice of making the two eyes match. But again, it's just a line out, drawing a triangle in, making this line here, and then thickening it as much as you want. One thing I can say that that I don't have done right now is definitely when you're doing the winged liner, definitely tight line here, or you know, do your waterline, something to add to it. And with this, I would even say go with false lashes, depending on where you're trying to go. So those were my eyeliner tips. Hopefully they help some. If you need more detail or more visuals, just let me know. Leave me a comment or send me a personal message through YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and I'll definitely be able to go ahead and show you a little more in detail how to do it. But again, these are the two eyeballs with the wing liner, and like I said, they're two different looks, but they're the same concept. They're both the triangle and filling it in. So I hope, lovelies, you enjoyed this, and I will be talking to you very, very soon. Bye.